Oops. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist. And yeah, I forgot, well, I thought I hit the go live button twice, and in reality I didn't. But anyway, we're going to be working on this today, which is a Macintosh IIvx logic board. The other day we did a stream that where we saw the battery bomb that happened in that. We'll take a little bit closer look after it's been cleaned up. We also had this Commodore 64C board that we pulled out that looked like it had been living under the sea. And so we got to take a look and see if that is functional. Oh, now that I'm looking, oh God, come on, here we go. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, it's still not great. There's some junk right there. Hello everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, who's not really here, Francois Reval, Mac84, Garth Beagle, I80386SX, all things DG, Trina's Technobabble, KMac Vintage, Epictronics, hello. So let's take a look at this real quick. So this is the Commodore 64C board. So just to prove that I have things functioning, we'll test it with the only thing that people actually care about when you test out a Commodore 64. Okay. All right, so that shows that my Commodore 64 setup is good. And we'll set aside our functional Commodore 64. And let's see what happens with this mess. Gut Bomb is here too. What's going on? Shake your body. All right. I don't know which way is on that switch, so this might already be on, but let's see. Oof. That plug does not feel good. All right, here we go. Oh, let's plug in our flash card. I have not deoxided any of these slots. This cleaned up, it looks way better than it did, that's for sure. Here we go. 3, 2, let's keep this all in frame in case it explodes. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we got nothing. That thing is doing nothing. Let's see what happens. With let's see. I forget which one is which. There's our dead test. It's drawing juice. No. Yeah, it's doing nothing. All right. Well, there we go. When you soak a Commodore 64 underwater, apparently it might die. Let's check voltages real quick. See if anything's getting super hot. No. Let's see. There. Got 5 volts coming in. All right. Well, it's not totally dead. There's our 9. All right. Well, that'll be fun to play with at some point. Oh, the TV just did a thing. Oh. Looks like poking at it did something. Hey, look at that. I poked at it, and it did a thing. Oh, maybe that switch is dodgy. That looks pretty. It's nice and clean. I got better. Wow, look at it do stuff. Let's shut it back off. Let me deoxit that switch real quick. Go back to here. The switch was pretty nasty. It's amazing. Get deoxit in everywhere, and eventually things will start working. I have a feeling I might need to redo that switch. Let's unplug it and switch it a couple times. Oof. Maybe put some in here. Put some in here. Deoxit goes everywhere. That's right. We got stuff flying everywhere. The BigBadBench has been full of rust since Tuesday's stream. What a mess that made. Yeah. So much rust. So much rust that happened. Okay. Let's go with the regular diagnostic since the dead test seemed to have worked. Yeah, there we go. Hey, I DIY, how's it going? Well, that's running real quick. Let me just show you this thing. So if you remember the upper EMI shield was very rusty. And if we look closely, you can kind of, it might not show up in the camera. You can kind of see it there. This thing is very pitted, but it survived. The lower EMI shield, this part of it is basically missing, so I don't know if we'll be able to recover that one. Look at that. That's excellent. This is working. Hey, lazy blue goat, how's it going? Let's put this back in. Let's see if Adrian wants to dance with us here. Look at that. Hey, Eric Helgeson is here. All right. Sweet. All right, so that Commodore 64C is basically live. We'll do some more testing and whatnot. I gotta take this apart. That's still pretty nasty. And deal with the rust around the RF thingy. But it kind of works. That's great. I was not expecting that. The case on that thing looks way better than it did on Tuesday. It's still not 100%, so it's still in the retro bright tank. So I'm not ready to start putting that back together yet. But also, we still got to do more testing before we put it back together. Anyway, okay. I-8038X. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Yes. So the power supply in this thing, where is the model number? Not there. Oh, it's right here looking at me. So this is a Delta SMP10EB, and this is different than the power supply that was in the PowerMac 7100. I am working on making, hold on one second, folks, sorry about this. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. No, it just doesn't want to find it. Come on, there we go. Okay, so I am making a map for this power supply. It's simpler than a lot of the other power supplies that we've worked on, but in actuality, the caps on this thing looked really good. So this most likely did not need to be recapped, but I figured since I was in here, let's recap it, and let's plug this thing in. Let's get rid of this. Don't need that Commodore 64 power supply anymore. But yeah, let's see if this thing explodes. Okay, we're off. And let's see. Let's go to voltage and have a feeling that's our standby. Okay. 3, 2, 1. No explosion. That's good. I forget which one of these is the standby. It might be that one. Yep, there it is. There's our standby voltage. All right. All right, so that's probably working. I always like to do the standby voltage first, just to make sure that it's doing something before you put it back together. So I might have done that backwards. Let's see. Oh yeah, this little notch goes there. There you go. Now that fits in real nice. And then this guy's got to fit in there like that. This one, unlike the other power supply, does not have a structural fan. If you remember when we did the PowerMax 7100 power supply, the fan screws kind of helped hold the power supply together. This one does not work like that, that's a good thing. Sorry, my voice is a little cracky today. I think I might be losing my voice. All right. Make sure that goes over there like that. And this should be good to go. Put some screws on in there. Okay, so, well, we'll find out if this is fully functional, but normally if you get your standby voltage, it's a good chance that your power supply is going to work. Hey, Jack 68K is here. Trina's telling me to check my DMs. Yes, Trina, check my DMs. Okay, so there's a bunch of those flathead screws, and then we got one that's not a flathead. Okay, and then I think this one goes in there like that. Nope, goes the other way. That goes in there like that. Okay, so that's good to go. Now, our problem child, our logic board here. So if you remember, there was a giant pile of rust that had exploded right there. Sorry, I've been drying stuff. Man, the bench is a mess today. What the heck, people? Oh, jeez. Now I'm throwing stuff on the floor. Oh, my gosh. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Giant pile of rust right there. And most of that rust, you could see it in the thumbnail before I cleaned it up. So whenever you have that much rust, you have to worry about traces. And I just was looking at this thing before starting the stream, and I think we have some trace issues. So This was from me scraping before, but basically, let's see, what do we got here? So I don't know if any, Steve, have you come across these? These things are called K files. Oop. I don't want to say online what these are really for, but they're really awesome for cleaning out vias. So you get your little thing and you work it in there like that, and then you can work it a little bit up and down. But yeah, so here you can see there's no copper left there. There's no copper left there. I'm fairly certain that there's no copper left at the edge of most of these traces. So we'll need to do a little bit more testing, and I think we have at least 4 or 5 traces here. So I'm kind of turning them, kind of using it like a drill. You can see they have like a I don't know, like a texture on the side. It kind of helps you to break into those vias that are very resistant. You can like poke at it a little bit, but they do bend. But yeah, they work pretty good. I like these things, and they're real cheap. Starbuck Tech says, work it real good. Hello, Starbuck. They're flexible. That one is being resistant. So of course you can always like run your repair traces around the outside of the board, but like when you have this many bad vias, it doesn't really, it can get kind of wonky. If you've watched Steve's series working on the 840, you know, there's a lot of wires running places, and also I guess the SE30 that moved around the world, that one had a bunch. Yeah, that, I'm pretty sure that's gone. So let's scrape a little bit over here. Yeah, there's nothing there. That's just a hole. Yep, there's nothing there. So they're all gone, and we knew that was gone. That's gone over here. Apparently I'm getting all sorts of messages by all manner of conveyances. Came up with the word conveyance out of my brain. That's pretty awesome. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna flux up this John. Oh, yeah, look at that. That one's bad shape too. All right, so let me just double check that all of the, oh, the other thing I forgot to mention about these is they have different sizes. So that's a 15, that's a small one. I think the one I was working with earlier is a 20. The other thing to mention is that this board did need a recap. There was definitely leakage happening. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. I think we could probably skip this one for now. 4, 5 traces that we definitely need to do. So let's flux up around here. And we're gonna get some of our solder braid, some of our stuff that's not particularly great. We're gonna use that. It's already got some solder on it, which is perfect for our use right now. But considering how bad this board was, so I mean, if you're here, I think most of the people currently in chat were here on Tuesday. For how bad this board was, I think this is actually really great news with regard to how many traces we need to fix. I would have expected this to be much worse. Okay. So for our traces, I'm going to use some, where are we at? Ethernet wire. So what I'm going to do is just poke these down through the board. Part of the reason for, well, I guess I should clean that up so I can see my vias better. It's hard to see your vias when you have everything covered in flux. Oh, the other thing, I don't know if that's going to come through. We'll take a look when we zoom back out, but there might be some actual corrosion between the layers of this board, so that might cause some issues. So we'll find out. There we go. So I'm just pushing this through. Gonna bend that over like that. It's gonna just be dangling out the back, but that's okay for now. Should probably, for this one, use something a little bit heavier duty, since it looks like this is like a something that carries a decent amount of power. Come on, you thing. We had poked you. There you go. And we'll squish that down. There. And we'll squish this one down over here. More different tweezers. And some, oh jeez, why am I dropping so much stuff today? What the heck, bro? Now I got fuzz on my flux. Don't want fuzzy flux. Gapam is building pico geese. Nice. The world needs more pico gusses. Get those things built. Oh, look at how nice that trace repair is. It's probably the nicest trace repair I've ever done on a stream. Although I guess technically it's not repaired yet. But. And we'll just give it a little bit of wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, and I broke it in the wrong spot. That's what happens when you get cocky, kids. Smaller solder. Just put a little bit more on there. Okay, so that's 2. What do you say? 1, 2, 3. Got at least 3 more that we gotta do. Oh, I didn't see those over there. I'm gonna run out of Ethernet cable. I don't know if I have enough Ethernet cable to fix all these. All Things DG is testing a Recap Mac Classic and 1 megabyte RAM chips. Nice. There you go. Let's put a little bit more down in there. Of course, the mistake I'm making here is that I'm not double checking to make sure that I have enough wire down below the board. I feel like I probably do. Come on, get down in there. Get in there. There we go. And we'll put another one. And we flux it up. Clean your tip. Oh, got a bridge. We made a bridge. There we go. Okay. We are cruising right along. Flying. And now what I'm going to do is poke at that and make it worse. Because I cannot leave well enough alone. There's the piece of Ethernet wire stuck on me. That's better. That makes me feel better. Okay. All right, what about this thing over here? Does that look like we have any wire left? I think we got no wire left. Oh, and that one too. Yeah, there's no wire there. What the hell, bro? All right, fine. Well, let's do this other one because we already have our via cleared out. And so the real reason I'm not doing each via and soldering the other side is just because I don't want to have to refocus the microscope. If I was doing this myself without doing it on camera, I would be doing each via or each, well, yeah, via / trace. I would be doing each one and testing it as I go along. This is probably going to wind up biting me in the butt, as most shortcuts I try to take do, but whatever. It's all a learning experience, right? Okay. So there's that one. Now we got these two that are very clearly angry. So we're gonna grab, this is a number 40. I think a number 40 is too big, yeah. Those are bad vias. Let's try number 30. Sometimes also, you know, I'm coming in from the top right here. Sometimes if you come in from the other side, it'll be in a little bit better shape and then it's easier to poke, which I think we might try to do that here. Yeah, because that's pretty messed up. That is full of nasty. Yeah, Jack68K says, I always try to be a perfectionist about how perfectly the wires go along the trace and then wind up making it worse. 100% hear that, Jack. I do the exact same thing. Okay. Let's flip this over and see what it looks like on the other side. Okay, so here you can see, no you can't because we're out of focus, all of the bodge wires poking through. There's that one. Oh, I didn't leave too much there, but it should be enough. There's that one. All right, so let's get these soldered down before I screw it up, because that is the most likely outcome for all of this. So we're just going to scrape this lightly and then we'll come back with the solder braid. Oof. There is nothing left there, so we're going to have to go to the other side wherever that via goes. What a mess. Whose idea was it to buy this thing? Well, actually, we didn't know how bad it was before we bought it. That's what happens when you drive a couple hours to pick up a computer that you want without getting a full set of pictures. Be smarter than me, people. Get detailed pictures before. Is that? Oh yeah, I think those are the two. These are the two vias from those other bad spots. So let's see what happens when I try to poke through there. Yep, they are very resistant to poking. We're making it. These, so you do need to be patient here. In the past, when I have not been patient trying to clear out vias, basically I've gotten stuff stuck in them. And once you get stuck, it's really hard to clear out the via. So don't get stuff stuck in your vias. Jack 68K says there's a 2VX on eBay right now. That's battery bombed. Only exterior photos. That's what a jerk. I mean, really, man? You're gonna say it's battery bombed and then only show the outside? What the heck, people? At least the two SIs that I've bought were battery bombed. I knew it because they had good pictures. We're making progress on these. We're not there yet. So has anyone looked up what K-files are actually used for? Gutbomb says, if I had passed on this machine because of the rust, we'd all be missing out on content. Yeah, this isn't content I really needed to do, but I'd also have missed out on a freaking PowerPC upgrade card for a 2VX, which is so freaking wild. K-Mac says, yes, in my Amazon basket. So I'm gonna say what these are really used for. If you are, if you're dental phobic, hold your ears for 5 seconds. So these are used for, oh wait, no, all right. So if I forgot what they were used for. Oh, okay, all right. If you're dental phobic, hold your ears for 10 seconds. So these are used for root canals. This is freaking terrifying, man. Like, ugh. So yeah, I'm also kind of dental phobic. I really hate going to the dentist. But I do it. Always go to the dentist, people. Because you don't want to have this happen to you. Alright, going to take a break from that for a minute. It's driving me nuts. Let's clean up these traces. Let's get some solder down on them. Yeah, look at how much of that one's left. There's like nothing left of it. Man. Just gonna do a quick cleanup. Just to make sure I'm putting these where they're really supposed to go. That all looks pretty good. We're getting closer. Sorry folks, I should have started working on the trace repair before the stream so that we didn't have to futz around with this too much, but sorry. Oh, oh geez. Oh geez. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Go. Super. Uh-oh. Just heard my dog barking. There must be a squirrel. Come on, you guy. You don't need to be here. Come on. We're good in there. There we go. Okay. Okie dokie. Now. Hey, Garth. We're doing work. We're doing work. I don't know if I'd agree that it's nice work, but it's work. All right, so we got that via right there. Oh, that one's clear. Okay, that's good. We still got these two. These two are being a pain. So much gunk in the other side of these. Hey, everything is broken garages here. They are definitely flexible. I have snapped them before, but they are more flexible than like a regular stainless steel. Like what I used to use was like a piece of a well, I can show you. And I might actually use it for this. So this is just a half of a tweezer, and I ground down the tip and basically bent this, and you can kind of use this as a poker. But the problem is, like, these late 68030 systems and the 68040 systems, the vias are just too small, and so these K files work really well for the later stuff. But yeah, these two are, man. Let's go back to the other side. Oh, I dislodged. Look, I was trying to make it perfect, and I wound up dislodging one of these. And you get back over here, you guy. There you go. So let's see, where was... Oh. We totally missed this one. Yeah, that's the other side of that one. Oh, you can't see. So there's two vias there that don't go to anything, which is never a good sign because it's probably bringing 5 volt or ground somewhere to the board. But this guy right here goes to the other side of that one. That big one that's on the other side. Little bit of flux. Little bit of tiny wire, solder wire. Oh, that's a good one. We did good, people. That was a good trace repair. Oh, that wasn't even the right spot. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was just one more effed up trace. I'll poke it through on this side. If this thing boots, I am gonna go buy a lottery ticket. So Ryan just asked me a really painful question. Are you going to Midwest? I am not. At least I don't think I am. I did look at flights, but I don't know if I can get away. I'm really gonna miss hanging out with all you folks. everybody's going to be at Midwest. All right, we got, where's that thing? We got to go here. Okay. Nope, that's the big one, the 40. We don't want the 40. We want the 30. Okay, that's clear. Let's get a new wire. Okay, let's go see where that pokes its face out. Ah, it poked its face out there. All right, so we probably didn't need to do that one, but it's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. That's our battery. Would have had to do it eventually, but okay. All right, now we got these two. These two are still laughing at us. You jerks. Maybe we don't need these traces. Maybe we just ignore them. Gonna do something you should not do. Use an X-Acto. Yep, that's the reason you don't use the X-Acto. Okay. Maybe for the purposes of today's stream, we'll run it around the board. Let's give this one more shot. Gutbomb says, come to my house for VCF Boston. Yeah. And Steve says, see you at VCF BBB's house. We could have a VCF BBBBBQ. So we got this guy. This one's good. This guy, not so much. The great vintage computer camp out and barbecue. Who'd be up for that? Big Bad Biology Barbecue sounds bogus. This VIA, it's trying my patience. I80336SX like the true football fan wanting to tailgate. I love it. Yeah, I think we might have to run that one around the board. That Via is angry, bro. Oh, and of course I just filled that in. Didn't want to fill it in. This is my crappy solder braid, so it's not gonna flow real nice. There it goes. That worked. It worked. Everybody can relax. Woo! Woo! That would be pretty epic for a barbecue. Reball on your PS3. Rustic reball. Okay. That one went to that one. Yeah, this one needed quite a long little trace repair. Is anyone keeping track? How many traces have we fixed here? Feels like 100. Probably not 100. Losing the ability to see anything. I think I realized that part of the reason why it's easier for me to do trace repairs when I'm by myself is because when my microscope is in camera mode, I only see through one eyepiece, so I don't have depth of any three-dimensional viewing here. So it helps when I'm not on stream that I can actually just like see things in 3 dimensions. Okay, So I think that's those. I think what we're going to have to do for this one, even though I'm not a fan of doing it, at least for the purposes of today, until I can get that stupid via unclogged, is we'll run a little trace around the board. I don't know if this is actually required. Does anyone know what this chip is? U57 3415, or what is that? 341S 0490A. Come on, you jerk. Okay. And of course, this will probably wind up being a chip where you need like ultra mega precise timings. And we have this super mega long trace. Okay, so that one goes to there. Okay, I think that's all those vias repaired. Let's toss a couple of caps on this, and while we're doing that, we'll see if we come across any other bad stuff. This board has been ultrasonically cleaned, but only in, I'm gonna get some good solder braid, only in vinegar so far. Oops. I got this new solder braid that I forget how many it came with. It was several packs, and it was relatively cheap, but the braid is so fine that when I do this kind of thing, it falls apart very easily. So if this is a thing you like to do, I do not recommend doing this. It came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different widths of braid, which is very cool. And they suck up solder fine, but they're very fragile. So every cap on this board is a 47 microfarad 16 volt, which is just lovely because we have tons of those here at the BigBadBench. And there's our plus side. which goes along with the stripe on our tantalums. Oh, I used too much solder. Oh, geez, that's way too much solder. Oh, well. For this board, we'll deal with having giant, ugly solder joints. This is not going to win any beauty contests. Jack 68K has been looking up that chip for me. Thank you, Jack. Wasn't able to find anything, but he found it on a list next to question marks. Yeah, as I was looking at this board, I thought it reminded me of the 2SI. There's multiple clock crystals, which reminds me of the 2SI. Okay, there's two, and what else do we got? Got two here. I don't think Bruce has a 2VX guide, but I think he has a 2VI guide, and the 2VX and the 2VI are the same, just that the 2VX has 33 megahertz instead of 16 megahertz. So the caps are the same. See how it's just not, it's not strong enough. I've got to go back to my crappy junk. The crappy one helps you really polish up those pads nice. Look at that. See how much nicer that is? Doesn't absorb solder worth a poop, but it's good for polishing your pads up. We're getting close, people. We're getting close. Sorry that we are taking so long on this project. You know I like to try to keep my streams as short as possible, but this board was a mess. In reality, it's probably better than any of us would have believed after opening up that case the other day. There we go. Most of the time you actually don't need to put the caps back on just to see if something will power up, but if you want chime, you're typically going to need your caps installed. So, and I don't feel like looking at which ones of these are the audio ones. I imagine they're over here. It looks like actually around the audio chip that most of them are tantalums already. That looks pretty scarfy. You might need to take that off at some point. Clean that up. Let's see, I think we only have two more caps left to do here. Oh. Just looking around the board real quick. Got this one, and we got that one. That looks pretty nasty right there. So I think what I'm gonna need to do is do some additional cleaning, come back and do this. Oh, look at that. Solder balls. Oh, solder balls. do an ultrasonic bath with some soap. Detergent is good. I was mostly worried about the corrosion, so that's why I used a vinegar ultrasonic bath for the first round on these things. That board, the Commodore 64 board really needed it. Also, I haven't shown this yet, but I also got a PS2 Model 50, and that thing needed an ultrasonic in the vinegar as well. I could have swore there were 7 caps on this board. Maybe it's only 6. Oh, here's my pile of caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's only 6. Okay. Everyone can relax. It's okay. Ryan got a 7100 and a 7200 this week. Nice. Did a couple streams about the 7100 that Gut Bomb gave me. That thing was pretty nasty. But it's a nice machine now. We did good work. Okay, I think that's all the caps. All right. So what do we need to do to power this thing up? We need our power supply. We need probably some VRAM. Let's grab the VRAM that was in here. Oh, it looks like there's some VRAM on there, because here's... Oh no, is that cache? What is that? What is going on here with this system? Oh no, that's DRAM. So you do need some VRAM. Okay. And there's a spider running around the BigBadBench. Go away, spider. I'm the star of this show. Let's grab a video adapter and try to find a VGA cable. Dang. 7100 with a 2GS for 80 bucks. That was a good deal. That was a good deal. We'll do this precariously because I have not finished repairing the case yet. The case was, as you might remember, very rusty and gross. Let's leave out the regular sims. Plug this in. We'll do this precariously. We need some electricity juice. Okay, everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. We got power on. We have not turned on the, wait, did I have that on? Yeah, okay. So now we are going to turn on the logic board. 3, 2, 1. Power supply is powered. But nothing is happening. Reset, nothing. Anything getting super hot? No. She's dead, Jim. So who wants to say if it's our egret? Ooh, I see a bunch of grossness over there. Well, that's not good. Yeah, there's nothing overheating, but there's nothing doing anything. Well, that's sad. So our power supply fan's going. So our board is responding to the power switch. That's something. Let's just double check our voltages real quick, and I think that's going to have to be it for today because I have to go do a thing. Let's see. I forget the pinout of this thing. Let's just check to make sure our voltage is getting to the board. Oh, I made that worse. There we go. 5 volts. 12 volts. So yeah, that's sad. So we'll be back on this machine. The fact that it's responding to the power switch is a really good first step. I'm not super sad about that. The other thing I didn't show is when I was looking over stuff today. Oh, wait a second. I had the TV on the wrong input. Let's just see. No, not that. Just in case something pops up. The CPU pins look pretty darn scarfy, so there's a good chance that there's something wrong there. All right, let's see if anything happens. Well, that's something. It detected that there was something, so that's you know. Let's try one other thing. This did have a video card in it. Yeah, that's not being initialized at all. Okay. That's okay. Oh. Yeah, no, that just shut off. Yeah, so it's not really doing much of anything. I'll probably futz around with it. Maybe no, I'm not going to be able to hang out during Dave's stream tomorrow, unfortunately. I'll have to find my pinout for the 68030 processor, but let's take a look here. These CPU pins are way scarfy. So there's a chance that could be something stupid like a short somewhere around here or a broken trace. But yeah, this doesn't look good. Might have to swap out the CPU. But anyway, I'll find the pinout and check some signals and whatnot. But I do need to go today. And also, I mean, when you're looking at this, should really take this off and clean out underneath there. Look at the egret chip is also pretty gross. So yeah, I think what I'll probably wind up doing is clearing a lot of this stuff out and resoldering them down because they look so bad. So yeah, we'll figure it out. It's okay. I'm not totally. It didn't catch fire, right? So that's a good sign. All right, let's Jack 68K. It's going to work. I can feel it. Thank you, Jack. You've been staring at the cut-off Ethernet cord and wondering what it's for. Yeah, it's for trace repair. That's what this is for. Oh, Mac 84's quick cam is not good too. It's okay. Dang. Hey, Tara's Aviation and other stuff. It's okay. Mr. Tech Gadget says, don't feel bad. Remember, you got a DayStar accelerator. Yeah. But apparently, the DayStar accelerators are specific for the Mac 2VX and 2VI, which is kind of sucky. But anyway, yeah, have a great week, y'all. Definitely check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech tomorrow. And Tech Ambrosia streaming at 6 o'clock Eastern tonight. Lots of good stuff happening. Have a lovely week, and I will see you all next weekend. Oops.